Hey, hi everyone. This is Ken Sato. I'm from Sendai, Japan today. I came back to my hometown. It's a beautiful area. It's cherry blossom season, so yeah, background you see the beautiful sakura. You're lucky. Today I want to talk about how recognition of problems change your behavior. So last week I was in Korea, Seoul, Korea, and I joined to the economy, the cryptocurrency conference. It was a big event. If you could, following closely to the Bitcoin SB community, you might heard that like one of conference, some panel discussion, scaling discussion was there, and then Vitalik Buterin is kind of like criticizing that somebody trying to talking about Bitcoin SB on the stage. It's kind of like stupid argument, but whatever it is. But today's story is a little like related to that. So let me explain the situations. Like there's a panel discussion about scaling Bitcoin, and there's 4 panels, and 2 are Jeffrey Chang and Jack Liu is a Bitcoin SB guy, and 1 Bitcoin Cash guy, and then I think 1 miner there. And then I heard that they couldn't. The organizer couldn't find out a small broker to come to discuss right on the stage. So naturally, the discussion become like, why we still talking about it? Like we have been talking this many years, and we haven't really, done anything. And Bitcoin SB is doing it, but like what we need to talk about it. We just doing it right now, and especially for Bitcoin SB, right? We got 128 megabyte last week, and we just need more people just using Bitcoin SB, right? That's all. Then it's like panel, kind of like everybody agree, right? But the funny thing is that Vitalik Buterin, like he is the chairman of central bank of Ethereum. Not on stage, but like he tweeted. He was in a conference, and then he was tweeted, "Oh, why we allow the Bitcoin SB people to come and talk about Bitcoin SB on the stage?" Then become kind of like a big story of the day, right? But it's kind of interesting how they react. But then actually the one of guy on the stage. Actually, I had a chance on the way back from Korea. His name is David. I forgot his last name, but he was the Bitcoin Cash guy, and actually he was mentioning about Bitcoin SB, and that he is kind of saying, "Oh, this is more pure. Bitcoin SB is pure form of Bitcoin," and Vitalik thought that he is the Bitcoin SB supporter, but actually he was not. Somehow, he was sitting next to me on the bus to the airport, so we had a chance to discuss a lot of issues, like 1 hour, 2 hours, and we had a really heated debate. So people, other people on the bus kind of angry because we are kind of get loud. But I have a on the in the conversation, I kind of run a lot of interesting things. So that's what I want to talk about today. So, he was not the critics of Bitcoin SB. The David, but he was a Bitcoin Cash supporter, but he thinks that, and I guess like his position is, the proof of work has a problem, he said, and he doesn't know who are going to pay for all the network. Okay. I didn't understand that meaning. Like he said, like who is paying for transaction, and then question doesn't make a lot of sense. So he explains to me, right? So he thinks, it's gonna be problem if one miner just mining, right? Just hashing, right? Have a lot of ASIC machines and don't do, spending a lot of investment to connecting to the users. And then he thinks like, it's gonna cost to somebody need to pay money to correct the transactions. And I just wanna get the transactions. But he said like, but I don't want to pay for that network. I don't want to pay for network investment. We're just gonna invest for hashing. Okay. So eventually nobody pays. It's gonna broken down. That's his understanding, right? Or he's saying that's like, okay, if like a big company like BitPay, right, start saying like, we are collecting a lot transaction, so why miner didn't buy this? Like they should pay for it. We helping collecting transactions, and he thought that if BitPay start mining, that's going to be a problem. And I didn't understand that either. But like, so some people kind of find out. Well, I think his argument is there's no good incentive for like a company, right? Big company like BitPay or whatever it is, like a big wallet company to runs the full node, right? And then basically only people who are hashing get money, right? All the transaction fee or Coinbase subsidy is go to people through hashing, basically, right? I mean, if you made that, see, if you're hashing and if you got the lucky one hash, then you won the block reward, and you collect, you make a block, and you collect the transaction fee, right? That's so usually money is go to the miners. So he thought that, then why the company have to run full node for free? And I say, well, because it's valuable to run, then they can offer the service like BitPay. And then he said like, okay, and then what's gonna happen? So I, as a miner, just focus for mining, right? Then I don't want to do networking, investment. And I say, wow, so they are already just the space, like some miner is just focusing hashing, right? So they use mining pool, and then every time they got mining pool get money, the coin reward, basically they take 1% to 3%, right? So they are doing the investment for like that. He could understand. So but like my point is, and he kind of like worried about like eventually company like BitPay start mining. Now why the BitPay, right, are not mining, or they might be start saying is, we're collecting all the transactions, so maybe miner should pay should buy these transactions. And he thinks that is problem. I mean, if BitPay, right? If they collect like millions of transactions per second, and then there's a lot of fee, right? So maybe they want to be paid for that, right? The miner should pay for it. Maybe that would be fine, right? I mean, like, if maybe BitPay going to start mining pool, that case, and then you are going to pay fee 1% or 2% or 3% for that, right? That has no problem for it. But like the point of this video is that some people find out problem, right? And therefore they want to build new things, okay? So David, okay, think that that part is broken, right? In his mind, so incentive is wrong somehow. I don't think so, but he thinks that's the case. And then what he's doing is he is making new blockchain. So he's making new coins, and he's gonna find out new proof of whatever it is. So, maybe he's right, okay? So I'm not criticizing for that. But to me, that's just, I don't see the problem for it, because I'm a miner, and I understand reality of like mining and mining pools, right? Or like full node, the service providers, because I'm trying to right now it's trying to create this kind of different kind of like a Bitcoin service, and I have I gotta figure out how much it's gonna cost to run the full node and stuff like that. But so to me, yeah, I don't think that's a problem, but some people see the problem and then they want to fix it. So the point of this video, maybe not, I'm not talking clearly, but point of this video is like we got a lot of a problem, right? I mean, how to say, we have get so many troubles, right? Hard forks and Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Core, or like block size, See, like the start is like how we recognize the problem, right? I thought that keep the block size very small is going to be a big problem, or like high fees on Bitcoin Core was problem. I found that's problem. Some people didn't, right? Some people thought that maybe $30 per transaction is okay somehow, but I didn't find out that's okay. So the Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SB spreads was, so one side found out that keep changing protocol is not a problem, and that's improvement, and they should keep doing it. Or other side, Bitcoin SB found out keep changing protocol is a problem, right? So I think when we start, before even making discussion or anything, we kind of need to figure out what is the problem, or the problem they're pointing out is really problem or not, right? David found out that incentive, just rewarding miner is a problem. Personally, I didn't find out that's a problem. I thought that's just okay because eventually miner are going to pay it, right? Or we already doing it, right? Or I found out that's going to be great opportunity to make another business, right? Solutions, right? But as Ryan X. Charles said, like the problem of Bitcoin can solve by Bitcoin. Inside the Bitcoin in a way. Like a lot of people wants to, find out current problem of Bitcoin, and they try to change the Bitcoin like protocol, right? Game of incentive, and then just trying to fix the problem. Maybe they are right? I mean, but they might be really wrong. We don't know, but one thing I can say is that's cost a lot to everybody else on the network, because everybody have to adjust that, and everybody have to argue it, and nobody really know that's true or not. So I rather choose the solution of like solving existing problem in Bitcoin within the Bitcoin, instead, or proposing new solutions, right, with new business idea. Like if you say, okay, so maybe the running full node is expensive or something, right? Or like, we are start seeing that because we're putting in large blocks, and then, like explorers kind of type of service just kind of like stop working or something like that. That is a problem, right? And somebody said, oh, okay, yeah, it can scale because they stop working. Like some service cannot pay for that. Then somebody justify that we cannot scale. But for us, our mindset should be, okay, if block become bigger, we need a stronger full node, but also have to be cheaper, right? Then maybe somebody can come up to make new hardware, right, for full node, for like Bitcoin service, and they can run very cheaply or something. Or maybe you make service to rent full node to people, like like Amazon service, web service kind of. I mean, see, that attitude I want to have, and I want to see Bitcoin SB community have, because that's more productive, instead of like say, oh, why that's why we cannot do it, or that's why we have to change the Bitcoin protocol. That's too is not good. We did that, and that's waste so much time. Nothing gonna build on it, right? So let's go back to Vitalik, right? Ethereum, yeah, they have a lot of problem, yes. And the solution is that they are going to keep changing protocol. Okay, they might going to be successful to transit to proof of stake. I highly doubt it, because so many people spending so much money for GPU. Some GPU miners is big, and I don't know, they're just going to switch it, or they might going to fight it. I don't know. I have no idea. Even they do that, I don't know that new system really works, and they have a lot of steps to go there, right? And we have no idea how game of incentive is going to change it, and that is a huge problem for them. And they are going to figure it out, right? Then probably it takes another year or two for them to complete the changes, and until then, nobody can really build anything, because you have no idea how protocol is going to be, business, incentive is going to be, right? I mean, you don't want to waste it. You build something Ethereum right now, then it's might going to completely change next year. If I'm a miner, I don't want to mine Ether, because right, they're gonna change at some point. Hey, tomorrow, block reward become half. I decided because I decided, right? That's why he is chairman of Central Bank of Ethereum. Yeah, I said that. Yeah. So, but in a way, it's okay. They should keep changing it. They should keep improving it protocol, right? They should keep experiment. Please go ahead. And meanwhile, we are keep building upon the Bitcoin SV, the stable protocol, and we are going to creating a lot of new real service which get real customers and users who willing to pay our service, and we are going to make our ecosystem, and we are start generating income. We are going to generate profits, and we invest to the community. We are going to make more and more business on top of that stable protocol, and that is the way we are going to scale, because so many people use it, and the block size have to be bigger, and then miner have to invest some money to change the code, and then they have to invest a lot of money for networking or software or hardware. Then because they do so, because if they can scale or onboard more users, they make more money. Hey, so I answered David's questions, right? There's no problem. Miner going to pay for that. Then we're gonna make more money, and they're gonna make a lot of money. Yeah, that's the Bitcoin SB. All right, talk to you guys. See you later.